Hi, Ali. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So congratulations belatedly on being named a star to watch at Whistler. And also you're phenomenal on Firefly Lane. There's so many moments of yours that were so memorable to me. This scene in the woods, don't want to spoil anything for anyone, was particularly powerful of your work there. Your moments with Bo Garrett, who played your mom, of course. And then I was just speaking to Roan, and she was saying the moment where she's running after the cop car was memorable to her because she formed such an attachment to you. And so she was really sad that you were leaving her.
Yeah,
So, what were some of your most memorable moments to shoot and moments on set?
yeah, I think every day was pretty memorable. Me and Roan were always together, and I think, like Roan has probably said, the last scene that we filmed was also our second last day on set, I think. So it kind of came with a whole bunch of emotions, and it all kind of felt very real as we were, ending the series and in the story as well. And so I think that that would be a really memorable scene. I think that we really connected in a way we never had before in that scene. And then, like you mentioned, of course, the wood scene I think was very important and very pivotal in Tully's story and Tully's development and her growth as she is young and as she gets older as well. And so I think filming that was really powerful and really just important story I think to be telling nowadays. So.
Yeah, and I thought you and Katherine Heigl's work really complemented each other, that you really picked up the same mannerisms, the same physicality in the work. So, did you talk to her ahead of time in terms of how you want to portray the character?
Yeah, so we had a couple weeks of like pre-production before we started filming, and that's kind of when everybody met, and me and Catherine had talked, and we went over like basic, kind of understanding of the character and little things that I could do in the '70s that then she could also do throughout the '80s and the 2000s. That then we could kind of have the same sort of traits, and that you could tell that we were playing the same character. So we talked a bit about that, and then me and Roan also saw some footage of Catherine and Sarah kind of as we went on filming things that they had done, so we could watch that and kind of study that and pick up little things that they did as well. So that was all pretty helpful.
So, what did you like best about working with Roan?
Everything. I think that, she's such an incredible, talented actress. And I think at the same time that our characters were developing a friendship and getting more comfortable with each other, me and Ron were as well in real life. And so I think that's really special. And I, made an incredible best friend out of the process. And I love her so much and she's so talented. And I think that we just connected immediately from the very first moment that we met. So we could really honestly just like in any emotional scene, all I kind of had to do was just look at her and it would immediately make me just cry. And so that was really, really lovely.
Oh, so who do you turn to for support when you need someone to talk to? Who's the Kate to your Tully?
I have two best friends that I've had since I was basically 5 years old. And I think that when you have friends from a young age, sometimes if you get into high school and as you grow up, you kind of can drift apart sometimes and you don't always, aren't as compatible when you get older as well. But these two friends I've had my entire life and they've helped me through the hardest moments of my life. And I honestly don't know what I would do without them. And I also have an older sister who's also my real life built in best friend who I go to with absolutely everything as well. So I have some really great support systems in my life for sure.
And who
Yeah.
do you look to as your role model in the industry?
So many people. I think Catherine and Sarah are both huge role models, and especially getting to know them better and kind of listen to them talk and tell stories and talk about their experiences makes you grow like such a fonder, more newfound love for people that you have grown up watching and that you admired. So I would say them, not only just because of the show, but I think just getting to talk to them more and hear more of their stories is makes you just fall more in love with them. Mhm.
Oh, and do you know if there'll be a season two? Because it ends on quite a lot of cliffhangers.
Does I don't know. You'd have to ask Netflix, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see.
Fingers crossed. And so a lot of people are going to be binge watching this show on February 3rd. What have you been watching lately that you've been really into?
I have watched. I feel like everything on Netflix. I just watched Emily in Paris, which I know I was a bit late to on the train, but I was catching up on lots of other things as well. I just watched Bridgerton. Loved The Queen's Gambit. It was incredible, and Sex Education. I mean, I could go on. I feel like all I've done like watch TV, but those are like my favorite for right now.
Sarah was saying that she was binge watching The Queen's Gambit too.
Oh, good. so good. Yeah.
So good. I'm pretty late to that too. I watched it last week. So good.
A limited series though, which is it's so sad because I want there to be more. I want it to keep going.
I know, I know. I want to know what happens to her next.
No.
Like, right?
Write it. Write what happens next and then pitch it to Netflix and they should just keep going with the series, I think.
Well, thank you so, so much for your work. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see what you do next. You've done such amazing work. I loved your film at Whistler. I love the show. I hope there's more Firefly Lane.
Me too. Me too.